Good morning, students. This is Padmanabham, Botany faculty. Today in this class, we are going to discuss about the union of stamens. Already we introduced about stamens in the last class. Now, the union of stamens are further divided into two types. That is cohesion and adhesion. Cohesion and adhesion. What is cohesion? In a flower, all the stamens unite themselves. Cohesion means all the stamens in a flower unite themselves. Such union is called what, ma? Cohesion. Whereas what is adhesion? In a flower, the stamens unite or attach with other floral leaves like calyx, corolla, etc. In a flower, the stamens attach with or unite with other floral parts is said to be adhesion of stamens. In a flower, the stamens unite themselves. Such union is called cohesion. In cohesion, again, three types are there. That is one, adelphi, syngenesious, synandrous. Adelphi, syngenesious, synandric. In adhesion also, epipetalous, epicephalous, epigynous, epiphyllous are the four types. Adelphi, syngenesious, synandry are the three types in cohesion. What is adelphi? What is syngenesious? What is synandry? Let us see. Adelphi means all the filaments of all the stamens unite and anther lobes are free, leaving anther lobes free. All the filaments of all the stamens unite, leaving anther lobe free. That is called adelphi. What is syngenesious? Anther lobes of all stamens unite, leaving filaments free. Both anthers and filaments of all the stamens are unite. Very important. Adelphi means all filaments of all the stamens in a flower fused, leaving anther lobes free. Syngenesious means all anther lobes unite, leaving filaments free in a flower. Synandry means both filaments as well as anther lobes fuse together. These three unions of the stamens in a flower among themselves only. This is called cohesion. Whereas adhesion means in a flower, the stamens either attach with their sepals or petals or gynoecium or perianth. Means the union of stamen takes place with other floral leaves such as calyx, corolla, perianth or gynoecium. That condition is said to be adhesion. Let us discuss one by one with examples, right? First of all, Adelphi. What is Adelphi? Union of stamens in which all the filaments of all stamens in a flower unite, leaving anther lobes free. Let us see, based on the number of bundles, this Adelphi again classified to three diaxma. That is a monoadelphi, diadelphi, diadelphi, polyadelphi. Based on the number of bunches or bundles in a flower, how many bundles are formed? One or two or many by the stamens. Based on that, the Adelphi condition was further divisible into three types: monoadelphi, diadelphi, and polyadelphi. What is monoadelphi? Let us see here. Filaments of all the stamens unite and forms a staminal tube. And anther lobes are free. So filament 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, many fused, but anther lobes are free and forms only one bunch. Around the ovary, one bunch was developed. This is called monoadelphi. Only one bunch is formed, as in China rose or hibiscus. Means all the stamens, filaments unite and forms one bundle. That is called monoadelphi. China rose or hibiscus is an example. What is diadelphi? Two bundles. In a flower like a Physum sativum, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And one was separate bundle. These 9 filaments are fused and one was separately found. That is called 9+1 condition. Two bundles, diadelphi, as in P, beads, etc. Fabaceae members, Leguminosae family members, or Fabaceae members, nut flowers, Totally 10 stamens are there, ma. Out of 10, 9 filaments fused and forms one bundle. Only one filament was separately found. So such arrangement is called a diadelphy. 9 fused plus 1 separate. 9 plus 1 condition diadelphy seen in Fabaceae members. Then polyadelphy means in citrus there are nearly 15 to 20 stamens. 20 stamens are there. They are fused and forms more than 2 bundles. 1, 2, 3 or 4. More than 2 bundles means 3 or 4 bundles or 5 bundles may be formed by the union of their filaments, and then it is said to be polyadelphous found in citrus. Means here in these 3 conditions you notice that filaments only fuse, anthers are free. Filament fuse, anthers are free. Filament fuse, anthers are free. Means all the stamens of all the filaments of all the stamens in a flower fuse together and forms bundles. Based on the number of bundles or bunches, they were classified further into 3 kinds. That is monoadelphy as in China rose, diadelphy as in pea or bean plants, polyadelphy found in citrus plants. This is 3 conditions. Here the flower, in the flowers, the stamens, only filaments of fusion was seen. Anthers are free, right? That is called adelphy. The second one, syngenesious, means anther lobes of all the stamens in a flower fused, leaving filaments free. Let us see here. Anther lobe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Filaments are free. So filaments are free. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anther lobes becomes fused. Such a condition is called syngenesious condition. When we take transverse section, like this will be appears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Filaments are free. This is a transverse section. This is vertical section. This condition, syngenesious condition, is commonly found in sunflower, triodox. In sunflower and triodox, that is Asteraceae family members, the disc florets only, not ray florets. Why ma? In ray florets only gynoecium is there. Ray florets are female flowers. There is no androecium. Only in the disc florets of sunflower and triodox, this condition was seen, that is syngenesious. What is syngenesious? Anther lobes all fused, filaments are free. Okay, that is syngenesious. Next, final one, third one, cynandrous. means filaments as well as anther lobes are fused. Filaments and anthers of all the stamens in a flower fused. Such a condition is called what, ma? Cynandry. Found in Colocasia cucurbits. Cucurbita, pumpkin, watermelon, etc. Cucurbits family and Colocasia plants exhibit such cynandrous condition of union of stamens. Means what? Both filaments and lobes in a flower fuse together. Such a fusion or such a union is called cynandrous. So these cynandrous, syngenesious, adelphi, three are considered as cohesion of stamens. What is cohesion? Union of stamens among themselves in a flower is called cohesion. Next, about adhesion. What is adhesion? Attachment or union of stamens in a flower with other floral parts such as one episepalous stamens attached with sepals found in Grevillea. In a flower, stamens adnate or attach or unite with sepals. Such a condition called episepalous. Epipetalous means the stamens in a flower adnate with petals, as in brinjal, tomato. Epipetalous means the stamens attached with petals. Then epiphyllous. The stamens in a flower attached with perianth, which was seen in monocot plants like lily, onion, etc. Lily, onion, etc. The perianth was found. What is perianth? Calyx and corolla not differentiate. Both are in same color, or both calyx and corolla was not differentiated and was similar. Such a condition found in monocot plants, that is called perianth lobe. When the stamens in the flowers unite with the perianth, such a condition is called epiphyllous. Example, lily or onion. Then epigynous or gynostegium. Epigynous or gynostegium means the stamens in a flower attached with gynoecium. Stamens attached with gynoecium. This was seen in Calotropis. Calotropis gigantea. In that flower, the stamens adnate or attach or unite with gynoecium. So here, stamens attach with the sepals, episepalous, stamens attach with the petals, epipetalous, stamens attach with the perianth, epiphyllous, stamens attach with gynoecium, epigynous. This union is called adhesion. So both adhesion and cohesion are said to be union of stamens. Right. Based on the length of stamens, based on the length of stamens in a flower, the flowers are classified into two types more. That is didynamous and tetradynamous. Generally, almost all flowers have equal lengthed stamens. Means in a flower, the stamens has equal length. But exemptionally in some flowers belongs to some species. In a flower, the stamens exhibit different length. Based on that conditions, the flowers are classified into two types, that is didynamous, tetradynamous. What is didynamous? In a flower generally, four stamens are there totally. Out of four, they are arranged in 2 plus 2 condition. Means two stamens present in inner wall or long, two stamens are short, two stamens are long. Out of four, two inner wall has short stamens, two outer long stamens are found. In the members of Labiatae or Lamiaceae, example Asimum, Tulasi, Asimum, Labiatae or Lamiaceae. Didynamous means 2 plus 2, two short and two long. What is tetradynamous? Here, out of 6 stamens, inner 4 are long and outer 2 are short. So, inner 4 are long stamens, outer 2 are short stamens. This is called tetradynamous condition found in mustard, that is Brassicaceae family or crucifers. Brassicaceae family or cruciferae, already given example, that is a Verma, tetramerous flowers. Tetramerous flower means what ma? Floral whorls are 4 or multiplies of 4 in number. Tetradynamous means what ma? Out of 6 stamens, 2 short and 4 long stamens. 2 short outer and 4 inner stamens. And also salvia, mustard and salvia. So this is about length of stamens. Based on the length of stamens, the classification of flowers. That is about androecium or stamens responsible for male reproductive structures in a bisexual or unisexual male flowers. Then gynoecium, Gynoecium is the innermost wall or fourth wall of the flower, which represents the modified leaves called pistil or carpels. Pistil or carpels are the modified leaves of gynoecium, pistil or carpel. Each carpel has three parts, that is stigma, style and ovary. Stigma is the landing platform for pollen grains. Style is a long stalk-like structure which fuses the stigma with ovary. The ovary is a globose fertile part which consists one to many ovules. So ovary is a basal part, style is a connective tube-like structure, stigma is the receptive part of pollen grain. So stigma acts as receptive part of pollen grain. Style is a tube which connects stigma with ovary. Ovary is the basal fertile part which produce one to many ovules. One to many ovules. If a ovary has one ovule, only one ovule found in the plants like Oryza, paddy, wheat, triticum. Whereas in the plants, some plants, the more number of ovules are found in a ovary, like in tomato, brinjal, guava, etc. So tomato, brinjal, guava, etc. One ovary has number of ovules. Like in wheat, paddy, one ovary has only one ovule. That is based on the species, the number of ovules are differs in different plants. But the carpels are also differs more. The carpel number is differs. For example, carpel has one ovary, one style, one stigma. Ovary, style, stigma. Only one is there. This monocarpellary gynoecium. One ovary, one style, one stigma is there. This is called what? Monocarpal gynoecium. Suppose two ovaries, two style, two stigmas are there in a flower. This is called bicarpellary gynoecium. If the two carpels are free, this is called apocarpus. Bicarpellary apocarpus gynoecium. If the two carpels are there but are united together and looks like a single carpel, this condition is called bicarpellary syncarpus. Very, very important. 1 and 2. Two carpels are there which are free with one another, apocarpus. two carpels are there, fused. That is called syncarpus. Based on the number, whatever it may be, 3, 4, 5, many. Whatever it may be the number, more than one, that is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whether the carpels are free, that is said to be apocarpus. Whether carpels are fused, such condition is called syncarpus. For example, you see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In a flower, there are number of carpels which are all free, like in rose, lotus. This is condition called said to be apocarpus. Multicarpellary, apocarpus gynoecium, rose, lotus, custard apple, rose, lotus, custard apple, etc. Ovary style stigma, ovary style stigma, ovary style stigma means number of carpels in a flower free, apocarpus. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it may be number, all the carpels unite and forms looks like a single carpel. That is called multicarpellary syncarpus. Example, datura, brinjal, China rose, mustard, etc. Whatever it may be the number, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. 2 means bicarpellary, free apocarpus, syncarpus, fused. 3 carpels, free tricarpellary apocarpus. 3 carpels, fused, tricarpellary syncarpus. 4 carpels, free, tetracarpellary apocarpus. 4 carpels are there but fused, tetracarpellary syncarpus. 5 carpels are there, free, pentacarpellary apocarpus. 5 carpels fused, pentacarpellary syncarpus. More than 5, multicarpellary, whether they are free, multicarpellary apocarpus. More than 5 carpels, multicarpellary fused syncarpus. So likewise, carpels are only one in a flower, monocarpellary gynoecium. If more than one carpel is present, based on the free or union, they are said to be, free carpels are said to be apocarpus, fused carpels are said to be syncarpus gynoecium. Right? In the syncarpus gynoecium, by the fusion of carpels, in the syncarpus, for example, 1 carpel and 2 and 3, these 3 are fused like, for example, see here, like this they are fused. In the syncarpus gynoecium, by the fusion of carpels, they forms chambers, that is locules. Chambers are otherwise called as what, ma? Locules. So, by the fusion of carpel within the ovary, number of chambers may be developed. These chambers are called what? Locules. Generally, carpel number is equals to locule number. For example, here 2 carpels are there, bicarpel, bilocule. So 2 carpels, 2 ovaries, 2 styles and 2 stigmas makes how many chambers? Only 2. This is called bicarpellary bilocular. Generally the carpel number is equals to the locule number in majority of the flowers. But exemptionally in 2 conditions. Exemptionally in two conditions. Let us see the two conditions. Two carpels are there, two locules are also there. Right? This is bicarpellary gynoecium. But due to formation of false septa, it is becomes tetralocule. Bicarpel, due to formation of false septa, four locules are found in the plants like Datura. Bicarpellary syncarpous gynoecium due to disintegration of central wall, it becomes a single locule. Bicarpellary unilocular, as in chilies or capsicum, chili or capsicum plants. Bicarpal, two carpels only, but due to formation of false septa, it becomes tetralocular, as in Datura. Bicarpels, due to disintegration of septa, becomes unilocular, as in chili, that is capsicum frutescens, right? So these are exemption conditions. Generally, two carpel, two locule, three carpel, three locules, four carpel, four locules. But in these two conditions, exemptionally, bicarpellary becomes tetralocular, bicarpellary becomes unilocular. Okay? Within the ovary, the Cushion-like tissue, or bed-like tissue called placenta. Within the ovary, the cushion or bed-like tissue called placenta, on which one to many ovules are developed. The development of ovules on the placenta is called placentation. The development or arrangement of ovules on placenta is known as placentation. What is placenta? Bed-like or cushion-like tissue present inside the ovary is called placenta, on which one to many ovules are developed in different manner. The arrangement or development of ovules on the placenta is known as placentation. This placentation is different in different types of plants. Based on the arrangement of ovules within the placenta or within the cushion-like tissue, the placentation types are classified into 6 types. That is one, marginal placentation, axial placentation, parietal placentation. 3 types, and another further 3 types we will discuss. What is margin? Within the ovary, along with the inner walls, on the margins, the ovules are attached, marginal placentation, as in pea plants. In the ovary, inner margins, along with the ventral surface or suture, the ovules are developed, as in pea plants. Axial placentation, within the ovary, multicarpellary syncarpous gynoecium, The ovules are developed at a central axis. It is called axial placentation, as in tomato, lemon, China rose. Multicarpellary syncarpus, multilacular gynoecium. Multi means more than 5. Carpels and lacules. At the central axis, the ovules are developed. Axial placentation, tomato, lemon, and China rose. Within the monocarpal gynoecium, monocarpal unilateral gynoecium, the margin of the ovary, the ovules are developed. Marginal placentation, pea plants. Parietal. Here, the bicarpellary syncarpus gynoecium, but unilacular. Bicarpellary syncarpus unilocular. Due to formation of false septum, it becomes bilocule. This false septum in these plants is said to be replum. False septum in these flowers formed between the carpels is said to be replum. Here, the ovules are developed at inner margins. Like this, found in mustard argemone. Within the ovary, within the bicarpellary ovary, unilacular gynoecium, the ovules are developed in the inner margins, that is parietal, peripherally. That is called parietal placentation, found in mustard and argemone. Due to formation of false septa, that is called replum, at maturity, these ovules are born or transfers onto the replum. Very important. Next, free central. Here, in the multicarpellary unilacular gynoecium, at the central axis, the ovules are freely arranged without septa. Without septa, ovules are freely found at center. So it is called free central, as in dianthus and primrose. Dianthus and primrose flowers, central axis has ovules, but there is no septa, hence it is called free central. Next, basal placentation. In the ovary, at the base only one ovule are developed generally. Only one ovule generally found at the base of the ovary is called basal placentation, as in tridach, wheat, rice, etc., sunflower, etc. Next, last one, superficial placentation. Superficial placentation. Within the ovary, along the surface of the ovary, large number of ovules are developed scatteredly throughout the inner surface without any regular pattern, irregularly arranged, as in water lily, nymphea. Superficial placentation found throughout the carpel. The ovules are developed inner carpel totally. superficial found in water lily nymphia. At base of the ovary, only one ovule develops as in basal placentation, like in wheat, rice, sunflower. Central axis without septors produce ovules. That placentation is called free central. Inner margins have ovules, marginal placentation as in pea plants, marginal placentation as in pea plants, parietal placentation found in mustard and argemone, axial placentation found in lemon, citrus, etc. This is very important placentation types and examples. You go through with our material and read the types and observe the diagrams and by heart the examples. Okay? So we will meet at a Zoom session, that is doubts clarification. If you have any doubts, you ask me in that doubt clarification session. Let us continue in the next topic, next class with the fruits. Thank you, students. Meet you again in the next class.